Okay, doing this test cast here. This is actually my team on the right here, the red team, but I'm not playing. I usually play main tank, but I was sitting out this game. Don't actually remember who won this game, but I'm just going to cast it and we'll see what happens. So over here on the red team, we've got a classic Ryan Zarya comp. They're going to use Lucio to try to get right in their face here. The main Reaper are going to be very aggressive, looking to win that tank battle right away. On the other end, on the blue team, they're running a much more passive comp with the double shield, and Zenyatta looking to poke them out as they're coming through the choke with that Echo spam and the long range Ashe damage coming in. Looking at Sigma trying to get some poke damage up on the top right here, looking to get a little bit of early ult charge. And we've got the red team coming around using that right side for cover. That's a very smart approach, route of approach. They're looking to push right in. Okay, so they see they're not going to be able to get the fight right off the bat, so they go ahead and push up the stairs. They're going to bring the fight all the way around the side. This is actually a really good play because it's going to allow them to get the fight closer to that double shield, and they're going to want to take it at that second choke just as they're getting into point. What red team wants to do is get right in the enemy team's face so that they can get past the double shield and try to get some aggressive damage in. Ashe getting a really good dynamite though on the blue team. That's going to slow down their push, and the Reinhardt's on the red team actually dies because Zenyatta got a really apt Discord orb on him early. So red team's looking to survive here, but they lost their Mei early. Good shot by the Ashe there, and their Reaper goes down as well. That's no DPS. Basically, this is just going to be cleanup for the blue team now, as red team trying to escape with their lives, trying to save as much ult charge as they can from the enemies. Zarya takes a route out to the coast here, which is going to put her in a dangerous position, so she's probably going to get killed here. Moira trying to get a little bit of damage on their way out. Basically, what red team is trying to do is just get as much ult charge as they can at this point. Although Big C has a really nice boop on the blue team's Ashe there, so that's going to put them up in a good position for their next push here. If red team can regroup, get their spawn advantage, and come back strong here, they can actually. Oh my gosh! And red team Reinhardt is manages to pick the enemy Sigma as well out here on the coast. Wow, that is a misplay by Sigma. I probably won't say that in the tournament about misplays, but since this is my team, so he actually manages to pick that enemy Sigma, which puts him in a huge advantage here because they've got the spawns coming in. Now, Reaper does get picked on the way in, but I don't think that's really going to be that much of a detriment to their push now that they're up in numbers. Echo taking a good position up on top of them. I don't think the red team knows that Echo is up there. She's going to get a good amount of damage. And again, that dynamite from Skye coming in, that's going to slow down red team's push here and hopefully give blue team enough time to get back to the choke, which they do here. Now there's Sigma coming in. We've got a Moira ult coming in from red team, so they're going to look and push to be aggressive, and look to be aggressive off that, and a window coming in for blue team, but they're not going to get a lot of value out of that window because of the aggressive comp that red team is running. They just walked right past the window, and that's going to be that fight down. Their Echo did get a little bit of ult charge at the end there, so Mystic looking to work towards her next ult right away. Here we've got, coming into the next point, we've got a supercharger and a Bob and a trans on the defensive side. Looking at Grav Freeze, this is going to be a really interesting fight. Both teams have the ults they need to win this fight. Let's see which one uses them more effectively. So they're going to set up top left. That's a really good position, especially with the double shield comp. And red team is going to look to use their speed boost to push right up those stairs and get right in the face. Here it comes. Here's the speed boost. Reinhardt shielding in front. We see the Grav come out. We see the Freeze come out. And we see the Transcendence come out. This is a standstill. Ah, and Mystic coming in with two huge kills, three huge kills. Mystic clutching that, absolutely. That was a great, what we saw there, a great interaction of ults there. The Grav and the Freeze being countered by Zenyatta. That's why you run Zenyatta. His Discord Orb is fantastic, but that Transcendence, one of the strongest ults in the game, manages to shut down red team's push, and all blue team had to use was one ult. So now they used Bob as well, my mistake. But Bob is a rather fast charging ult. Some would call it somewhat disposable. So they're going to have Bob again, probably mid fight next fight. If not, definitely the following one. Red team only coming in with a Reaper ult here. So they're probably going to look for a dry push here and try and build some ult charge. Sigma is going to look to get a lot of a lot of value out of his ult for the blue team. Zenyatta caught up alone and Reaper right in his face on the high ground. Zenyatta drops smartly. And Zenyatta for the blue team actually does wind up dying, and their Immort goes down as well. This puts red team at a huge advantage. Again, red team's Reaper dying though. Kills coming in for red. There's the Sigma ult. That's going to kill the red team's main tank. Although now red team with three alive on the point and a fourth coming in, they're in a very good position to take this point. The Lucio goes down for blue team. They're in stall mode now. Ball coming out. Mystic is going to use that Echo ult to try to copy a Genji here and see if she can get a Blade, which she does. Blade coming in for blue from the Mystic now. And Mystic again with the clutch plays. Mystic is really doing work here on this Echo. Looks like red team's going to have to try to do something to counter that Echo. Right now, red on a full dive, which is not what you traditionally see attacking teams run here on this point. They've now picked up a Widowmaker. Let's see if Dionysus can get value out of Widowmaker here. This is a very good point for Widow if you've got the aim for it. And blue team has no ult charge. That puts red in a good position. Even though they didn't get the point, they got some good progress, 1.5 ticks, and they put themselves at a large ult advantage. So they're going to be coming in here looking to get ults mid-fight and use them aggressively. Monkey jumping in for red team, and Ball actually behind them. They've got a bit of a crossfire going on here. Red team Monkey drops to point, Ball behind him. They're kind of playing a little bit of musical chairs with the high ground here. This Orisa on blue team is caught out on point, Ashe as well. And the monkey jumps right on the Ashe, and Monkey and Ball manage to take out that Ashe together. Kills coming in for red now. The tanks fall for blue team. Here is a heal orb coming in, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And I think that's going to be the point. A really good minefield on point that's going to prevent them from contesting, and Monkey is just booping the blue team spawns back into the spawn point, and that's going to be the point there. So that was a very good push by the red team. I think that they used their ult advantage very smartly on that second push there, or third, whatever the last push that they managed to put together there. They managed to use their ult advantage really smartly. I think that the Winston and the ball worked together well. A few times they kind of jumped up to the high ground one at a time, but they both were smart and didn't overstay their welcome. And then they managed to get on that Ashe together really nicely. And that was the first kill that managed to cause the domino effect there. The two tanks went down for blue at the same time, and when that happens, it's gonna be really difficult to recontest because you've got DPS coming in trying to recontest, and then the tanks are gonna be behind them, so the DPS is gonna get killed before the tanks come back in, and that's how you gotta win on 2CP attack. So red team now on defense. They are running a double shield, but a Rein Sigma, so that's a little bit more of an aggressive double shield. They've got the Ashe Junkrat looking to spam out the choke basically and stay up close with the tanks. So their DPS are going to be playing back, tanks are going to be playing up close, looking to spam out the choke with a Brig and Mercy. Mercy's great here for the res. Blue team is going to come in with a classic Symmetra teleport comp. They're running well, they had Sigma Zarya. They're running Sigma Reinhardt. No, Sigma. Well, I don't know what they're running on tanks, but they're going to be running Mei and the Symmetra, and then Brig Mercy, looking to teleport to point, wall off the front side, get a free tick that way, and then kill the red team defenders as they're trying to scramble back to point. Meanwhile, red team's Junkrat needs to stay there and just destroy that telly if it comes in. So we'll see if he has the wherewithal to make that play on defense. So it is Orisa Sigma now on blue team, which is what you would typically run with this. They're going to tell you up top, actually. This is not what you typically see, although a very smart play, especially outside of the competitive setting in a team setting. They saw that the Junkrat was anticipating it. They tellied up top to get position and avoid all that poke damage they would have had coming through the choke. Now they are standing outside of this secondary choke, trying to get onto the point. But red team doing a great job of using the natural cover to avoid damage. However, Sixth pushes a little bit out, and he gets eaten alive. Fluffy right behind him on the Briggs. Now they're up 2, up 3, and it looks like blue team is going to just play this nice and slow, as you should with an Orisa Sig comp, and they're going to push onto point, and they're going to get these last few kills. And it looks like they're going to take this point handily. They're going to have plenty of time to work with coming into point B and a strong ult advantage. They didn't have to use a single ult to win that fight. However, since it was a long fight, red team actually has a pretty good amount of ult charge here as well. So this is going to come down to teams jockeying for ults, and the next 2 or 3 team fights are going to come down to which teams manage their ult economy better in these next 2 or 3 fights. So red team is going to put their hit scan up on the high ground across. That's a great place for her to set up. And meanwhile, they are putting their tanks and supports up on the high ground on the left. Without a Lucio, it's going to be a tough push for blue team. Oh, they telly straight to point. I forgot they had the Symmetra. Of course, they're tellying straight to point. They're not even going to bother with that high ground. They're going to make red team drop. And red team did a great job of anticipating that there, better than I did, even though this is my team we're watching. But I didn't really remember this game. It was a while ago. So as I said, without the Lucio, pushing up those stairs is going to be really tough. If you don't have the speed boost and you're walking up that staircase on the top left there, you can get spammed out by that Junkrat, and you'll be lucky if you even make it up the stairs. Telling to point was a really great play, and now they are off of the Symmetra onto an Ashe Genji, switching up their comp, still going main though. This is going to be a difficult push for them with the hit scan and the Junkrat on the high ground. They're going to take a lot of damage coming in. The Reinhardt on red team is dropping to the point to contest. He gets a huge shatter as they're coming across the bridge. Huge shatter, and that's going to clean it up. Landing shatter against Orisa Sigma is not an easy feat. Those shields get annoying. I'm a Reinhardt main, and let me tell you, those shields get annoying. That was a massive shatter play. Sixth, making plays happen for red team here, winning the team fight with only one ult. That's what you want to see from your main tank right there. So blue team, what are they going to do this time? Are they going to take high ground or are they going to come main again? Against Junkrat Ashe, going main underneath is really going to be a difficult play to make. Wow, Rocks with the early pick against Skye. That is going to shut down blue team's push and buy red team at least 30 seconds or so of free time here. Now they could push out and be aggressive, but against the double shield, I don't blame them for being careful because there's a lot of spam damage. Similarly, they don't have a Lucio going down that staircase. They're going to take a lot of damage. So they're just waiting it out, just hanging up on the top left and waiting for the blue team spawn to come back. Okay, Ashe on the blue team is back now. We're going to see a push happen. Blue team has 4 ults coming in here, and Genji's going to have ult mid-fight, so this is their push to win here. But Golden Rocks puts out that Junkrat tire. He was standing in a corner up on top there in a place where he could not be damaged while he was tiring, and he managed to get 4 with that tire. I don't know what I'm typing here. Oh, fucking rocks. Okay. He managed to get 4 with that tire. That doesn't give red team a lot of ult charge. Now, that's one thing that blue team has to keep in mind here is that, yes, he got a big tire, but all he bought them was time because no one else on the team got any ult charge here. So blue team still has 4 ults here and a Genji ult in the pocket coming up. They can win this fight. It's going to be up to the Bob and the Rally. And if they get a really good window as they're coming up the stairs here, that could win them this fight. Mystic coming in, deflecting the Fire Strike is going to kill the Junkrat for red team, but then Mystic himself dies. So we're 1-for-1 on DPS here. Sigma ulting for blue team. He doesn't get anybody with that, so we're 1-for-1. Now Sigma ult from red team gets everybody, and that's a huge slam. Their support dies 6th with the aggressive pin, and Sack coming up with the Cretan Rock to follow up on that. Really aggressive play by red team. And frankly, blue team without a Lucio to get up this staircase, they're going to see that scenario a lot where they're not getting as much value as the red team is because they're in a situation where they're easily caught in a group right there. So ults like Junkrat Tire, Sigma, and things that rely on enemies being grouped up are going to get huge value in this scenario. Coming up to the 2-minute mark here, blue team is now down on ult charge. They've got Supercharger and Blade, which is a very strong combo, but if they don't win this fight, red team's going to be back up on top ult charge wise and in a situation where they could full hold. So let's see if they get value out of this supercharger and blade combo here. They're hesitating a bit at the choke. I think they're sort of regrouping both physically and mentally, and preparing for this push. And look at that. Sigma from the blue team coming in with a huge pick against Junkrat. That's going to give them a lot of free room to work with. Without that Junkrat spam coming down, they can do whatever they want. Now here comes Genji with the blade coming in. He picks Big C on the Baptiste. He gets 2 more kills on the Rein and the Brig. Sigma kills the Ashe. Bap kills the Junkrat who was coming back out of spawn, and all that's left for red team is their Sigma, and he can't even get back to point in time. So that's going to be that. And Mystic, just to clean it up at the end there because he did so much work on the blade, is going to dash through the Sigma after the round's over in the slow-mo. And that's all she wrote for that. This was a scrim, so we didn't play out the map, but I hope that gives you a little taste of me casting. I think I fell behind a little bit on a couple of plays, but yeah, I hope that gives you a taste of what I would sound like, and look forward to doing some casting for your league. All right, man. Peace.